Thanks, Daddy. Trey, you're one of the, I guess, in that fourth quarter, you're one of the older guys who is available. But just as part of that group of quote unquote freshmen, what was the mindset amongst y'all knowing that, it's kind of time to step up?
Coach Vaughn has been telling us all week, come out here and expect to make plays. So as a young group, a couple freshmen in it, we just going out there with a killer mentality and just expect to make catch every ball that comes to us.
And then what did Henry do as a quarterback to kind of give you guys the confidence to that, hey, down, but I'm comfortable with you guys?
Yeah, Henry. We practice hard all during the week, so we go into the game with confidence. So he's a leader. He does a lot for the offense. He can open it up with his legs. And we just trust him to get us the ball and just trust us to lead us to victory.
And then real quick, can you take us through that touchdown? Because it seemed like you were ready to run through a wall at that point. When you turn up and see two or three defenders at the goal line, what goes through your head?
Yeah, I kind of pictured it before it was going to happen, a little bit. It wasn't exactly like that, but, I pictured me scoring, I saw Henry stepped up in the pocket, threw me the ball, turned upfield, and I just, it's history from there. I just got up in there, just ran into a wall, but, next time it's going to be different next time.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Trey, I guess from your perspective, when did y'all find out that you were going to be out so many wide receivers? And I guess for you, how much reps did the other guys that kind of stepped in, like a Jalen Polk, Loke Fungi, kind of all you guys have because of this pandemic, and how much did that help them and you just kind of go into the lineup, so to speak, and not have to worry about, okay, this is my first time kind of seeing the situation?
Right. All we can practice, we know anything can happen with wide receivers going down. So we was taking a lot of reps in practice. So it really was no pressure for us because, in practice we getting a lot of reps and we just being confident in ourselves and our quarterback and offense.
So you've obviously watched him a lot more in practice, but what has made Miles Price just step up so much? Is it the speed or is it his intelligence, or I guess what's allowed him to be so successful so early?
Miles Price, he's a leader. That's one thing people probably don't see, but he's a leader. He gets everybody going. He's not going to tell you something to do something that he's not doing. He's always practicing 100%, and he's going to make plays for us. So we just try to feed off his energy.
Last one from me. I guess just I know Eric asked you about Henry a little bit, and coaches always talk about bringing a spark with bringing a new guy in. What did you feel he brought, not necessarily to the field, but I guess just a different sense of maybe in the huddle, or I guess what did he bring that made it feel like it was different?
He just, like I said, he's a natural leader. We believe in him. We practice with him every day. We do extra work with him. So, going to the game, we're just confident as ever. So that confidence brings success to the field.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Sweet Trey, you were without Kashawn and TJ, but what have you learned from those two guys, from getting to know them, and especially from TJ with being a veteran guy out there?
TJ, he's a great leader. He's ever since I came in, he's been talking to me a lot, telling me, hey, it's gonna be ups and downs in the season, but it's just all about how you respond. Just come to work every day. Basically, he tells me a lot. Just work every day, even the days you don't feel like it. So, but in Keyshawn Carter, that's my guy. We just always have a lot of talks on and off the field. It keeps me motivated when I probably had a bad practice or something like that. It keeps me motivated. Keeps telling me, hey, you got this. You that guy. Just keep working. So.
And for you individually, what do you think the next step is that you need to make on the field as a receiver in this offense?
My next step is to, being a redshirt freshman, is probably to be more vocal, and it's for me to step up as to start being a leader. I wouldn't consider myself a high type leader right now, but I feel like I need to put that in my role in order to take it to the next level.
Go ahead, Phil.
Trey, when you have running backs go down like you did in that game, is there sort of like maybe not pressure, but put a little more on yourselves as a wide receivers to know you need to get stuff done through the air to move the ball?
I wouldn't say pressure, but with one or two running backs in there, we know when the ball comes, we have to make the play. We have to push the chains. We have to keep the ball rolling. We gotta do everything we can to take that pressure. I guess you could say pressure off the running backs.
Okay, yeah, and then with so much young talent at receiver between you and Jalen and Loic, Miles, all those guys, do you sort of talk about what you might build for the future as a receiver unit between those guys?
Yeah, future is very bright with all these young guys we have coming in. I feel like this offense is about to go to a next level every year, every step. We're going hard. We're going hard in practice. We keep making plays. And all of us are going to step up as leaders. So this is going to make the offense twice as better.
Go ahead, Eric.
How much, even if some of those older guys are out, how much coaching is going on, on the sideline when you come over, guys that maybe things that they notice and things that they can point out to you?
Yeah, it's a lot more. It's actually a lot more coaching going on. They're staying hard on us. Let's go. Like let's stay in the game. Let's not let up. Even the players are being more involved with trying to talk things through. What do you see on the field? What do you see off? Just having leadership all around in the unit.
Go ahead, Don.
So Trey, do you have any good after your first career touchdown? Do you have any good story about who gave you the coolest congratulations, either teammates or family or friends?
Yeah, I got one. Actually, my papa told him to come see me play. So he was like, "I'm not gonna come see you unless you get in that end zone." So I felt like I had to do that to come get him to come see me play. So he'll be out in the next game.
That's your father you're referring to, or your like your granddad?
My papa, my grandpa.
Okay, good grandpa. Okay, so that your mother's father or your father's father?
My mother's father.
I got you. So he missed Saturday's game, but now you got him to come out here then, huh?
Yeah, I got him to come out. He made me a promise, and I went and did that. So.
With the playing time that you have received this season, where do you feel like you have made the most progress, or how have you improved your game the most?
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting a lot more confident with the reps I'm taking. I feel like I'm becoming more consistent as a receiver. Trying to stay consistent on myself, coming to practice every day with a let's work mentality, just trying to keep my team up, keep good vibes all around.
I remember, I guess when you committed here, obviously you're a tall guy, kind of a slim or slender frame, and I assume probably wanted to put on some weight. Where are you now weight-wise? And is that, you still want to get bigger, or you feel like you're at an ideal weight for your height now?
No doubt. I definitely want to get bigger. You'll see me next year, and I'll look like a whole different person, weight-wise.
So what are you weight-wise now, and what would you like to be? What do you feel like your ideal is?
I'm maneuvering around 190, 195 right now, but next year I would like to be 200.
Let's see. How has the how do you go about that? I guess with the program in particular, what kind of diet do they have you on to kind of put on good weight with muscle?
I just work with Coach Scholes and the staff. He gives me the formulas and the recipes I need, and I just listen to him and just do what they say, and just go home after I get home from practice. Just go do that what he says. Stuff my face. Eat a lot of food. Drink a lot of water.
Go back to Carlos.
Trey, kind of going a little bit off of what Don was asking. I guess when you kind of look at what Oklahoma has at the defensive back position, I guess what are y'all looking at in terms of, I guess, being able to be in a good position to win. I guess what has allowed you all to feel like you've looked at game tape and feel like, okay, this is something we can look at?
Yeah, Oklahoma. We've looked at them. They play a lot of man. They play a lot of cover four. So we feel like we're just gonna have to step up as an offense. Just take it to the next level. And as a receivers, we feel like we're gonna have to make a lot of plays this week. So
For you going into this season, do you feel like you've gotten more reps that you've earned, or do you feel like it's just been one of those deals where it's just been a crazy offseason and kind of regular season where everyone's just kind of getting reps where they can get them now?
I definitely feel like I'm earning my reps. We are coming to practice every day, every week, coming with a hard mentality. Let's work hard. Let's not let up until the practice is over, and that practicing hard all week is gonna prepare us for the game on Saturday. So we do that. We just feel like we can be in a successful way.
Last one from me. Obviously, the weather today is a little bit cold. Assuming things stay the same, have you played in a cold weather game, and what's that like for you in terms of what you have to do to kind of get ready for that type of atmosphere?
I feel like playing in the cold is more of a mental thing. Last time I played in the cold was probably high school, cold and rainy. But it's just a mental thing. When you just come out there and you focus on winning, the cold don't really affect you like that.
Alex, as a secondary, what was kind of the mindset going into that final possession for West Virginia that y'all were able to keep them out of the end zone, especially, maybe with a little bit of bad taste in your mouth still from the way that the end of that Texas game went down?
Our mentality was just to finish strong, be aggressive, and don't shy away from competition.
And then how big was that play that you made? First drop back, breaking up that pass, and kind of what did you see on that play?
Well, I seen my teammates get more hype than I did because it was a big play in the game. I feel like when Zach scooped and scored the touchdown, it kind of killed the momentum of West Virginia. So I had to make a play too, and I just want to play for my teammates.
And then where's the biggest step forward you think the secondary's taken, maybe from last year to now, or even from the beginning of the season to now?
Biggest step would be we're becoming more of a family in the back end. We're building a bond. We didn't last year. I can say we honestly didn't have a really good bond, but this year I feel like we do.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Alex, kind of talking or going to ask a question based off of what Eric was asking, but how much of a difference did it make when DeMarcus finally did get back into the defensive backs? And I guess how much has he helped in terms of just his leadership or just kind of getting you guys to kind of be where you were supposed to be at?
DeMarcus Fields is a very good football player. And when he came back, it gave us a little more of a spark. He's a dynamic DB. I look up to him as a younger guy, and so he just helped us a lot.
What's been the biggest learning lesson he's taught you throughout your career that you've been at Texas Tech so far, that being DeMarcus?
DeMarcus Fields taught me. I remember last year against Oklahoma State, I gave up a touchdown in man coverage off a double move, and DeMarcus was the first one to come up to me and say, "Don't worry about it, flush it, next play." So every time or anytime I get a ball caught on me or a touchdown, if so, I say, "Flush it, don't worry about it." So that's the biggest lesson he taught me.
With kind of how things have been going with obviously the pandemic and kind of all the craziness, how have you kind of seen the defensive backs just kind of figure out a way to play to win now? I know obviously you guys have been together a little bit more now because you haven't really kind of been off and on, but I guess just how difficult has it been to get some chemistry, I guess is my question.
It's been very difficult to get chemistry, but through all of the COVID-19 things, after practice, we hang out, watch film together. Even on Thursdays, we sometimes might go to bowling or Buffalo Wild Wings just to hang out and bond. And it's been difficult, but as time goes on, it gets better.
Last one from me. I know today was a little bit cold. What's the coldest game you played in, and what are you expecting if it's going to be about this cold on Saturday night?
The coldest game I played in, I would have to say probably last year against Kansas. It was pretty chilly. It wasn't cold, but it was pretty chilly. What I expect this year is I don't know what to expect. I just go out there and play. No, it's really mental. It's just a mental.
We have anything else for? Go ahead, Don. Go ahead, Don.
Alex, we haven't gotten to talk to you since you had the interception against the Longhorns. What was that like for you? And can you kind of replay that play for us where you broke on the ball and got the pick?
Oh, that was a big moment in my life. It was my first career college interception. Um, I just had a feeling the ball was coming, honestly. I saw the dude run a wheel, sort of like comeback. And I was like, well, we're sending pressure off the back end, so he's going to have to roll out. So I was like, if I play it correctly and he throws it, I can undercut the ball. And that's exactly what happened.
Ask Trey this about his first touchdown, your first career interception. What was the coolest congratulations that you got, either from teammates or friends or family?
The best congratulation that I got was from Coach KP. When I came to the sideline, I seen a spark in his eye, like, oh, we got him, man. Like, he was so happy, and it made me happy because I knew that he had confidence in me making a play.
Being a young cornerback in the Big 12, very challenging position, and as you said, have a lot of mental toughness. What have you learned about that in your first couple of years?
What I've learned about being mentally tough is in the Big 12, balls are going to get caught on you regardless of great coverage, bad coverage, busted assignments. It don't matter. You just got to move on and continue to press on because you can get caught on one play, but the next play you might make a play. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. How difficult is that to adjust to? Well, I guess, when you're in high school, you're probably used to being the most talented guy on the field or one of the most talented guys on the field and being better than the guy across from you. How difficult is it to adjust to knowing that the guy across from you, he was a high school star just like you were?
It's very difficult. I had to learn kind of early, but now that I have Coach Dick Jones, he emphasizes it every day. Next play, Hogan. Next play, Hogan. That's just, it's just implanted in my head now.
Yep. I know in high school, pardon me, in high school you were a very good return man.
Yes, sir.
How have you felt about getting the opportunity to return kicks these last couple of weeks?
I feel it's exciting because I know just give me a little crease and I'm gonna score a touchdown. Yeah, don't sleep. I just know. I just feel it. So it's just I don't know. I just feel it. So give me that crease and I'm going to score.
So you think it's coming then, huh?
Yes, sir. It's coming. It's very soon.
Hoorah. Okay, Austin, is there a science to an 87 and a 74-yard punt, or is it just get it up in the Lubbock wind and let it take it a little bit?
So I'm not used to punting this type of wind. I'm from Arizona, so we don't have this type of wind. So I learned really quickly getting here that if you just put it up in the air and it'll blow. And so may not look pretty, but the wind will take it. So that's trying. Whenever I'm downwind, I try and do that. And instant wind's a little bit different story, but downwind, yeah, just put it up there and let Mother Nature do its thing. So worked out well.
Is it a punter's dream to get recognized in some way, shape, or form by Pat McAfee on Twitter?
Yeah, I think like I said, it's only a certain amount of people that he recognizes each year. So I was pretty stoked and ecstatic when he shot me out and everything. I think I made a joke I can retire now, as a college punter. Now you got that. He knows you. You know what I'm saying? So it it was really cool. And it's just, humbling and just, makes me want to work more and work harder. So it was really cool. It was awesome.
For you, when you kind of come out of, being a freshman and being freshman All-American last year, where's the next step? Because it seems like at a certain point you can only punt a ball so far, and is it just more balls inside the 20? Where's the next step for you?
Yeah. So, for me, as far as the team wise, obviously, keep our net punt. My job is to not, give up return yards and returns in general. And so I try and do that each game, hang them up, the returners, so we can let our guys go down and cover. And so for me personally, that's bigger than anything that I do personally, as far as, stats or statistics or anything like that. And so like, I try and, do my job and hang them up. As Coach Sherman always says, hang them up there, hang the ball up, and let our guys go down there and cover. And, my job is done. And that's all I try and do. So this year for sure, coming off of last year, just trying to, improve my technique and form personally. And then also just, make sure my average, is up and we're able to, get our guys on the field and hang time is also really important as well. Into the 20, like you mentioned as well, is a big goal for me too. Try and put as many balls as I can to the 20. So our defense has the best chance. Has a lot of field to work with. So. And
then, for a lot of guys, when they go from high school to college, the big thing they talk about is the speed of the game changes. Is there a noticeable change for you, or is punting no matter what level it's on?
Yeah. So like last year I was, it was a little bit of a big change for me. Just, better athletes, just bigger guys in general. And the pace of the game is a lot faster as well. And so, when I got here, especially last year, it kind of took me a few games just to get, set in. Even this year, I mean, every year, every game feels different in some sort of way, at least for me. And, I just try and go out there and, do my thing and, do my job really. And it kind of just depends on the game, but the pace is always up tempo, I got to make sure the ball gets gone and, we get our guys down there. And so it happens really fast, but, coming from high school, to college was a big jump for me. Like I said, it was crazy, but this year I've settled in a little bit more. But it's always fast paced. So
go ahead, Don.
Austin, how crazy was Saturday from the standpoint of you kick from south to north and it's booming, and then you kick from north to south and that wind is smothering some of your punts. Mm-hmm. What was that like for you? Mentally, or maybe having to make that adjustment kicking into the wind.
Right. Yeah. I'm the first two, obviously, that were downwind. And we're obviously, it always feels good. Like I said, and it's, it just, when it comes off your foot, you know that it's good, especially with the wind behind you, it helps add that. And so, as far as technique wise, changing it for sure, I changed my form. Not my form, just, my drop and stuff, especially into the wind. The wind will tend to blow my drop one way or the other. And so I try and keep it a little bit lower so that way it doesn't move as much. So I do make that adjustment into the wind. Whereas with the wind, I still drop a little bit lower, but it doesn't have that, impact as much as it does into the wind. So I had to change, my stance a little bit, just where the low or the height of the ball. So into the wind. And like I said, you got to set your expectations. I try and set mine, a little bit lower because, when you try and kill the ball into the wind, kind of goes badly. I've learned that in the past. So I'm trying to learn from those mistakes and, just swing easy into the wind, and whatever ball comes out, that's, I'll take it. So you want to set your expectations before you go out there. So that way you don't be too disappointed after. So.
Yeah. When you hit the school record punt, you're inside your 5-yard line, and when you see it's a touchback, did you start doing the math in your head trying to figure out how far that was, or when did you know it was? Did you figure out it was 87 yards, or did somebody tell you?
I didn't know it was 87 until after the game. I mean, honestly, I don't really pay attention to where we're at in the field as far as numbers wise. Like if I I know what kind of punt I need to hit when we're on the field, but I don't look at the actual number. I try not to like worry about the average during the game, and kind of just go out there and just punt. I don't worry about the average and how far it went. I would look at that after the game's over, or somebody will tell me, but I never usually look. So the 87, I had no idea. It was until I realized we were like around the 15, so I knew it was like 80 plus, just because of where we're at in the field and where I kicked it from. So I knew I had a general idea, but I didn't know it was 87 exactly. I kind of just go out there and just do my job and punt it. That's pretty much it. So, but I didn't know until after the game. So I was pretty surprised. I had no idea. That was my longest ball ever hit. So it was crazy. But
Do you recall what your long was in high school?
I think my long in high school was, I want to say it was like 70, 74, 73, 74, maybe. And then, I think that was my junior year in high school, was when I hit that. So,
yeah. I asked Trey Cleveland about his first touchdown, and I asked Alex Hogan this about his interception against Texas.
Mhm.
With your 87-yard punt, what was the coolest reaction you got from that, or the coolest congratulations from teammate or friend, family?
Mhm. Well, after I got hit, and I really had no idea where it went, honestly, because I was laying on the ground. I had no idea. So I was hoping it was going to be good. I looked up and it was still going. And so I was like, oh, it's got to be good. So, I was just a little bit relieved that it turned out, halfway decent. I didn't know what to expect, honestly, because I was on the ground. I really had no idea. So, I guess, just getting, everyone back home for sure, has been super supportive of me ever since I left, and Arizona and Gilbert area. So I've gotten a lot of texts and, DMs or that kind of phone calls as well from friends and family and just a lot of other people back home. And then also just here in Lubbock, I play for these guys, my teammates and my coaches, I play for them. So, having them congratulate me as well was really cool. Coach Wells, it's always really good to hear from him. Punters don't get a lot of love at times. So it was cool to, get a high five from him, and that's all we need to keep our confidence up. So, that was cool. And just, everyone just through social media, it's been super humbling and stuff. So, but like I said earlier, it just makes me work harder and, makes me work for it. So drives me a little bit.
Go ahead, Pete. Pete, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
We'll try to come back, Pete. Go ahead, Phil.
All right, Austin, you mentioned you got hit on that play. How are you able to get that punt off and hit it 87 yards with guys in your face?
I don't know. Like I mentioned earlier, I didn't know what to expect. I really had no idea. It's kind of weird. Like people were telling me, like, how'd you get, that punt? Because it didn't look like you were able to follow through all the way. And I didn't, because it's kind of just a natural reaction when someone's coming at you. I kind of just bend my leg or kind of like retract it so no one runs into it, I guess. So knowing that, before I looked up, I really had no idea what to expect. And, we don't really, all that pressure, especially when our shield gets pushed back, doesn't happen. I mean, ever. It's the first time it's happened this year. And so, and they do a great job. My shield does a great job blocking for me. And so, I saw they were bringing guys, and so I knew how to get it going fast. And I think that's kind of what helped me. Whenever I'm faster, as far as get off time and op time, it usually results in a better punt, and I'm more consistent, I guess, that way. So I think that's really the only thing that helped me. I just can't punt scared as well. Punting's just it can get crazy at times, and you can have people in your face. And so you just got to learn to, whether I work on stuff in practice, guys coming at me, or working on your own time, or just working on getting it going faster, that helps. And so I just kind of, I'm also kind of zoned in as well. So I don't really notice those guys coming at me until after, or until they hit me. So, but other than that, yeah. Just
okay. Yeah. And then yesterday, Johnny Hecker was getting some recognition for his punting. Are there guys in the league that you look up to as punters that you try to emulate?
So definitely, like you mentioned, Johnny Hecker, he's mastered that inside the 10, ball and getting it gone and letting it die inside the 10. That's a real art. And so I'm trying to learn how to do that. And other guys in the NFL, definitely Tommy Townsend with the Chiefs, and J.K. Scott with the Packers. Those two guys are, kind of just tall, lean guys. I look more like J.K. Scott. I'm not as built as Tommy is, but I kind of just learned from. They got long levers, long legs, and so I kind of learned from them, watch film on them, and kind of emulate them, and that's kind of who I look up to in the NFL. Obviously, every punter is amazing, and they got great form. And every time I watch an NFL game, I try and really focus on what they do and try and take a little bit notes, mental notes, and kind of create that on the field, or try to. So,
Go ahead, Carlos.
Austin, I know everyone's been asking you about the result of that 87-yard punt, but I guess going into that punt, what was the goal that you were looking to do, or I guess where were you looking to place that ball?
Yeah, that's a good question. So whenever we're backed up, if I'm standing, inside the 5, all the way back through the end zone, I try and get it past the 50. That's my job, especially when we're backed up in the end zone. You get it past the 50, get our defense the best field position possible, really. And so, I usually take anything past the 50 when I'm backed up, when I'm standing, around the goal line. So that's where I was hoping, to get it to, and that's my goal every time,
So in that situation, is that a deal where you're told just kick it as hard as you can, or is there a specific, motion that you have to get to? And I guess, I know you mentioned it already that you kind of changed what you were doing, but I guess what were you looking to do, and what allowed you to, to get that longer punt?
Yeah, I think just, like I mentioned earlier, just getting it gone faster. I've been working on that in practice. And like I mentioned earlier, I was more consistent whenever I get it gone faster. And so I'm working on, getting that, and that in itself kind of helps me kind of lock in. I believe we were on the left hash. I think we were left middle or left hash, somewhere in that. And so, they're telling me to, get it past the 50, like I said earlier. And, we want to keep it left if possible. I think the wind, was blowing straight behind me. And so the wind altered the ball a little bit when it came off my foot. And it always does if it's windy. So it may not be the best location, but like I said, I'm just trying to get it, gone fast, let my guys, get down the field and cover and give them a chance and give our defense a chance. So.
I'm good.
Go ahead, Carlos. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that was my last one. I'm good. Appreciate it.
Eric, if you have another one, go ahead.
Yeah, I've got 2 more real quick for you. A lot of guys dream of growing up to be, starting quarterback or whatever position. Do you grow up dreaming of being a punter, or how does that come about?
Well, I didn't start playing football until my freshman year in high school. And so I was basketball and soccer growing up. And so I played basketball in high school as well. But no, I don't know. I played like a couple of seasons like flag football, and I was wide receiver just because I was tall. But I mean, quarterback obviously is, like you mentioned earlier, a dream is, everyone's dream is to be a quarterback, I guess. So, quarterback would be, cool. I'm not big enough to play any other position besides quarterback or wide receiver or punter or kicker. So I'll take any one of those. So.
And then mentally, how did you get past those 2 weeks where you have a punt blocked against Texas and Kansas State? How do you not maybe overthink things or start to doubt the way you're doing stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and kind of mention what I mentioned through this whole thing is just getting it gone faster. I think I was a little bit slow coming into the season, and every second counts, half a second counts. So I was a little bit faster last game, which helped me as well. But also, those 2 block punts, it's obviously not what we want, what our standard is. But I trust our guys. We got some of the best guys on our team on punt team, and I trust my snapper. Luke, he's a great snapper, and then also my shield. I trust those guys as well to protect and check those guys coming at me. So it kind of just, you can't, like I said earlier, you can't punt scared or nervous or tentative or tight. I guess you just I try and play loose when I'm out there, and not think too much about it, and just do my thing and do my job. That's pretty much it. So.
We have anything else? Go ahead, Don.
Hey, Austin, I forgot to go back and I rewatched the game, but I forgot to note who was it that got knocked into you on the punt?
Who? Yeah, I think our shield got knocked back. I saw one West Virginia guy like fly right over my head when I was on the ground. So I think that was one. I don't think he hit me. I think it was just the contact of the guys, West Virginia players coming into the shield and then getting pushed back. And you know, they did their job, didn't get it blocked. So, you know, it's all good. But our wedge does a great job. And like I said earlier, they know what to do. It's just a lot of guys coming at it once. And I don't know how many were in. It seemed like there was 3 or 4 West Virginia players in there versus 3. So they did a great job in holding their ground. So, but I've gotten hit, into multiple times as part of the job. So I'm good.
Yeah. One other question regarding your operations time. Not to belabor the point, but this has crossed my mind, and what do I know? But you're so tall and so long-legged. It's kind of like a pitcher with long extension. It seems like. Do you have to operate a little faster than most punters because you're so long-levered?
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody ever mentioned that to you?
Yeah. I have to. I try and take like quicker steps. That makes sense. And have my hands fast and ready to catch the snap. Just because of the faster you can mold the ball in your hand and get to where you want it. It just helps you get it off faster as well as taking faster steps. My steps oftentimes get a little long as well, just because I have long legs, like you mentioned. So I've been trying to shorten that down, and that'll help me get it off faster as well. So there's a little bit, little things that I try and do to get it going. But guys who have shorter legs, can get it faster. I'm working on getting it going faster as well. But it just comes with, my body, my frame, just learning how to get it going. So.
Yeah.